We all can please rise. We'll have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I just want to state, as of January 2nd, we adopted at the end of each meeting, the public is invited to express their views on the matters that they feel should be brought to the attention of the board. Each member of the public who wishes to speak will have a total of 3 minutes to speak. Speakers shall have 1 3-minute period to speak. Speakers may not give their time to other speakers. The board will not be required to participate in any discussion during the public comment period. Any person making offensive, insulting, threatening, insolent, slanderous, or obscene remarks, or who becomes boisterous, who has made threats against any person or against the public order and security during the meeting shall be barred from further comments and removed from the meeting at the discretion of the board and possibly barred from further attendance of meetings. The Board of Commissioners reserves the right to amend this policy at any time. This is for Martha. We're going to start by opening a public hearing for the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Budget Modifications on behalf of East Stroudsburg Borough. Martha Robbins, Executive Director of Monroe County Redevelopment Authority. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Martha?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The purpose of this public hearing is to obtain citizen input on the modifications to the Monroe County fiscal year 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program for consideration by the Monroe County Commissioners on behalf of East Stroudsburg Borough Council prior to modifying the 22 Borough CDBG program budget. The proposed modification involves the deletion of East Stroudsburg Borough's single-family housing rehabilitation activity in the amount of $859 and reallocating these funds to a new activity known as street road improvements, of which will be used towards their already approved East Broad Street Improvement Project, which is to begin in June. Use of these funds will be in strict accordance with the rules and regulations of Act 179 and the Community Development Block Grant Program as administered by the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. Monroe County Commissioners will consider adopting a resolution authorizing the submission of the budget modification documentation to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for approval on behalf of East Stroudsburg Borough. Pursuant to approval of East Stroudsburg Borough Council and Monroe County Commissioners, on behalf of the borough, the redevelopment authority of the county of Monroe will submit the budget modification documentation to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic for their review and approval of the act.
Are there any questions for Martha? This is oftentimes a exercise that we go through. They had money set aside for.
Well, originally they had it in single housing rehab.
Right.
They tried a modification back in December to change it to street and road for Harry and Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
When we submitted the modifications to DCED, what happened is that they wanted us to do a survey, income survey of those two streets. And unfortunately, they were less than 51%, which disqualifies the project from CDBG funding. So they've already had an approved East Broad Street project, so they're combining 2021 and 2022 CDBG funds.
Excellent. Okay, we've already opened and we'll close the public hearing of the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Budget Modification on behalf of East Stroudsburg Borough. There's no other questions?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Public comment on agenda items only. Seeing none, we'll go to Keystone Historic Preservation Historic Grant Update. Gabby?
Thank you. So I'm from the Archives Department in collaboration and partnership with the Planning Commission. We have received a grant to conduct a feasibility study on the old jail and the old assessors building. This is from the Pennsylvania Historic Museum Commission. We have this wonderful graphic up here that you will find downstairs at the end of this meeting on the first floor of this building. There's a QR code at the very top. This poster will also be at the courthouse and in front of the old jail as well. Basically, what we are doing is we are trying, with the help of a third party, to determine what these structures, what we can do with them. We have already done a study to determine if they are structurally sound, and now the next part is to survey the entire Monroe County community and find out what the community members want to happen. And we have different options in our survey. You can pick one of our many options, such as turning it into a museum, turning it into storage, using it as a storefront, apartment buildings. There are many options available. You may also add in your own comments on what you believe we should do with these buildings. Everyone's opinion is important. The third party is going to take this survey, all the answers from it. They're going to evaluate them and use them in conjunction with their feasibility and structure study, and also take into consideration county codes and laws and permit uses to then offer the county at least 3 different solutions on what they recommend we should do with this building. So everyone's opinions matter. The survey is completely free, completely anonymous. Please encourage your friends, families, neighbors, everyone you know in Monroe County to participate. This survey is online through SurveyMonkey. You can access it with a QR code. It'll also be on the Commissioner's Facebook page. And it is open until next week, Wednesday, May 8th is when it will be closing. So you have a little bit of time to still submit your survey answers. And once again, your opinions matter. Thank you.
Thank you. One of the things I just want to mention is that this is not an immediate response. Okay. If we vote on it and everybody says that it should be the Eric Kirshner Museum of Law Enforcement, the thing is that it is still full of Eric Kirshner's papers and others. So those have to be scanned. We have been scanning for 7 years, and I think we have another 7 to 8 more years to scan. But I know people have volunteered to move the paper out, but we have no place to put it. So, but we had an opportunity to get a grant to do this, and thank you, Gabby, for shepherding us through that in the planning department. Thank you. Proclamations and certificates. We had,
Minutes of the old.
old minutes. Approve the minutes of the 4/17 Commissioners meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second? All in favor
Second.
signify by saying
Aye.
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 Proclamations. We had 7 proclamations. We have Mental Health Awareness Month, which we will give out in shortly. The Delaware Water Gap Toll Bridge, it celebrated its 70th birthday. The 2024 Pocono Chamber of Commerce Youth Appreciations Award to Grace Mignora, Chelsea Colonna, Matthew Wall, Angelique Smalls, Annalise Sanchez, Michael Pamilo. Oh, I should have studied this before I started. Sharara, Joe Menbax, Genesis Bermudez, Carly Sator, and Cara Duncan. I apologize to all of them for mispronouncing their name. Jacob Allen Green had his Eagle Scout. St. Luke's Monroe Campus expansion had an opening. Aaron Logan is from retiring from Family Promise. And on May 2nd, the Pocono Interfaith Council Day of Prayer. Can I just get a motion and then we'll make a presentation?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Carries. Sharon, could you present this to our friends from MHTS, please?
My honor, thank you.
Huh?
NAMI.
NAMI?
Yep. Do you need the mic?
If you're standing over there,
If you're standing by your mic, you're good.
Okay, if you folks want to come up over here, that might work out better. Okay. We're still getting acclimated to the sound system. No, I think we want you up here because stand next to me that way. Yeah, we all do it together. Okay, whereas mental health is a key component of every individual's overall physical health and emotional well-being, and whereas mental illness affects people of all ages, races, ethnicities, and income levels, and whereas only 50% of individuals with a serious form of mental illness seek treatment because of feelings of personal shame, social stigma, and discrimination, which prevent many with mental illness from seeking help. And whereas untreated mental illness leads to higher rates of emergency department visits, hospitalization, school dropouts, and suicide. And whereas greater public awareness about mental illness can positively transform attitudes about and towards people with mental illness, making it easier for citizens to seek help. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Monroe County do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 as Mental Health Awareness Month to raise public awareness and understanding of mental health, available resources within the community, and to reduce the stigma faced by people with mental illness. Thank you so much. And with us, we have MHDS, Avidum, I'm sorry, Avidum, NAMI. Okay, and you're here with yeah, with NAMI. Okay, well, outstanding. Who does the proclamation go to?
Yes, thank you.
There you go. We have to have a social media picture there. Open it? That's great. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Under new business, number 1, personnel, approve and ratify request to work additional hours in the sheriff's office. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Electronic financial transactions. We have vouchers payables, gross payroll, health care benefits,
So moved.
dental claims, and flexible spending. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Travel authorization. Approve and ratify the travel request report for aging, children and youth, commissioners, planning, public defender, vector control, and veterans affairs. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Carbon Monroe Pike Mental Health and Developmental Services acknowledge receipt of the independent auditor's report prepared by Mayor Dussel for the period ending in 6/30/23. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Or second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Children and Youth Services, approve the submission of the following 23-24 Title 4E claim reports for federal reimbursement for administrative costs. The first quarter of $3,621.46, second quarter of $3,606.68. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Children and Youth I did that one. Commissioner's Office, approved budget adjustment dated 4/26 for the amount of $102,919. We came up with that by moving $1,000 at the correctional facility out of lodging and meals for other general expenses to cover CO week food. And then the big number is $73,770, which is the CSBG allocation installment for the grant award. We used to get it in one lump sum, but now they give it to us quarterly. So that's $73,000. It goes to Catholic Social Services, Pike Developmental Center, CDD of Pike County. Monroe County is the fiduciary for Pike County for this. Salvation Army, Pocono Services for Families, Stroud Regional Parks, Family Promise, Pocono United Way, PATH, Resources for Human Development, Pike County Human Services, and Meals on Wheels for $73,770. Human Resources needed a refrigerator for $590. MDJ Court Administration for security improvements of $24,722. Public Defender to purchase a mobile file cart for $303. The sheriff had purchased equipment and supplies for the gun carry permit people for $1,800, and voter registration to purchase a printer duplexer for $499, bringing that to $102,919. We also have in the Commissioner's Office, ratify the chief clerk to advertise availability for requests for funding, or an RFP, applications for the Homeless Assistance Program and Human Services Development Fund for the 24-25 fiscal year. Ratify the chief clerk to advertise the notice of public hearing of the Monroe County Commissioners on behalf of the East Stroudsburg Borough Council for a budget modification of the county's fiscal year 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program, which, if you were here in the beginning, you heard Martha. Authorize the chief clerk to advertise a TEFRA hearing on May 15th at 9:30 a.m. for the Lehigh Valley Hospital and Lehigh Valley Pocono Hospital projects. Recommend and reappoint Chris Barrett of Northeastern to the Northeastern Pennsylvania Alliance, NEPA, and appoint Deborah Ranieri, replacing Marinelle Strunk, for a term beginning on 7/1/24. Approve the following change orders for the courthouse expansion. We have LTS Plumbing and Heating for under the sink filters for $1,194.85. Wingap Electrical for $32,456.24. Berkeley Insurance Company for additional wiring for fire dampers for $46,340. Again, for Barclay Insurance Company for wall-mounted heaters for $9,805, and Lobar for miscellaneous work, including historic attic insulation, detention hardware, and sprinkler head removals for $136,409.51. Acknowledge ASI 53 to Nelson Architects, Inc. for our architectural supplemental instructions, and add the following vendors to the county list of approved vendors. We have Benco Dental at the correctional facilities and Strunk Albert Engineering, who we have done work with for years, but they have recently formulated an LLC. Is there a motion?
May I make a comment?
Please.
Okay. Under D, the TEFRA hearing, that will start prior to and be part of our regular commissioners meeting. That's our regular date. It won't be that long, part of it, but it's important for the work that they need to do. And then we move on into our commissioners meeting after that. But we will be having our commissioners meeting on the 15th as well. Okay.
Any project that involves a hospital in the area has to have the approval of the hospital board, which is made up of local citizens, to show that the additions are warranted for the community.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll make a motion. So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Correctional Facility, accept planned service proposal from Johnson Controls for the correctional facilities Medisys and Control System of a rate of $17,669 for the first year, subsequent rates on Schedule A for terms starting on 6/1/24 and ending on 5/31/27. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Emergency Services, acknowledge submission of the 2024 Emergency Management Performance Grant in the amount of $165,350.24. This grant is a 50/50 match. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under grants, we have approved the Continuum of Care Grant for rapid rehousing. The recipients of this is Family Promise of the Poconos and Pocono Mountains United Way. This totals $213,280. Ratify ERAP 2 affordable rental housing project request for the rehab of gas lines of 156 rental units of the Housing Authority with an estimated cost of $1,600,000. And acknowledge the notification of the grant application funding denial of the 2023 Paul Coverdale grant due to not meeting the eligibility requirements set forth by the Coverdale law. I just want to mention that with regard to the rehab of the gas lines, with the current PUC regulations, the Housing Authority would have to become a distributor, so to speak, of natural gas. We are able to take this ERAP money and redo the gas lines to 156 homes that the Housing Authority runs. And so this is a good use of the ERAP monies that we have left over. Is there any other questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Planning Commission, appoint Troy Nauman to the Monroe County Planning Commission Board with a term to expire 12/31/27. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Redevelopment Authority, 2022 Community Redevelopment, Development Block Grant, adopt a resolution approving the modification of the Monroe County on behalf of East Stroudsburg Borough for fiscal year 2022 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, totaling $141,859. It's all about Martha today. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Capital outlay purchases for a total of transportation. Deb's going to give me the stink eye over that. Approve the 2023-24 Medical Assistance Transportation Program, third quarter report totaling $184,091.97. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries. Now we'll get on to the exciting of capital purchases. Report dated 4/19/24 for $890.09. That is for a refrigerator to Human Resources for $589.05, and that cart for the public defender is $301.04 for a total of $890.09. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
Excellent. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Computer capital purchases, approve the computer capital purchase report dated 4/26/24 for $820.50. That is the printer duplexer that was requested by voter registration for $498.76, and pretrial services for a Adobe Sign program for $321.74 for a total of $820.50. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Excellent.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Miscellaneous. Sharon, is there anything?
Yes, I have one thing. I'd like to refer back to the Pocono Interfaith Council Day of Prayer, May 2nd, 2024. We have a group of religious leaders in the area that have pulled together the Pocono Interfaith Council. And what they're doing is they did some historical background, and May 2nd historically has been a day of prayer across the United States. And so they're kind of bringing this back to us. And so tomorrow night, May 2nd at 6 p.m., there will be a gathering of all of us that want to go to be part of the day of prayer. And it'll be from 6 to 7 in Courthouse Square, ending with a candlelight celebration. Okay, it's just 6 to 7 tomorrow night. Okay, thank you.
Dave, do you have anything?
Well, just that I'm out at the Opioid Symposium in Blair County, and our next session starts at 10 o'clock, so I'll be attending that.
Excellent. I want to know that it's only 364 days until our next community night. I will be updating you constantly, just so you know. We had a wonderful turnout. I think it was probably the best one yet. We had over 100 vendors there. Chief Parrish was able to show me one of the programs that they have for de-escalation and how we can help not only police officers, but the general public to see what people have to do when confronted by different scenarios.
Almost like about 7 to 10 of us that are sitting here were there last night.
Yes.
It's really nice that so many different groups came from the county to be part of that. So thank you all that participated.
Yes. And May 10th, you might have heard me take orders earlier, is the Children and Youth Flower Sale that will be at Courthouse Square and at the Children and Youth facility up on Phillip Street. It's a great place to get your spring flowers, and they do last. I can attest, having purchased many baskets. Is there any public comment?
Nobody else?
Nope.
Awesome. So, I just wanted to follow up real quick on this personnel agenda. I don't know, I see there's an adopt the following revised policies for longevity and the compensatory time and leave of absence and stuff. What changes were made to that, and how do I get a copy of those?
They have not been adopted yet. Once they are adopted,
When does that happen, today?
no. No, we are still going through the IT. We have a number of different components that still have to be completed.
Oh, I thought it was today because it's on the agenda for today's meeting to adopt. And then I just wanted to follow up, just to restate and reiterate, like I said last meeting here and at the prison board, and I'll be at the next one again. We still have a lot of safety and security concerns out there. I'm just asking if there's been any headway or discussions into the things that require county approval for financing, as far as the parking lot with the lighting and the safety gates and some of the other issues. I don't feel like rehashing all of them now, taking up a bunch of time.
No, I'm pretty sure that we approved the additional lighting, so that is going on. And
The vacuum sealer thing for the...
we have looked at that, and we are sending people out to Carbon County where they have that. One of the last correctional facility inspections, they showed us how.
Carbon does their personal property.
Correct. So you're well aware that we did see that.
Oh, I didn't know, I just know what Carbon does.
Okay.
And then the security gate, is there any discussion of that parking lot? So I think I expressed to you guys at the prison board.
I understand you did. We are looking at that, but I don't know if that will be part of it. Okay?
Awesome, I'll see you guys at the prison board.
Anybody else? Tina?
Want to hand that? Yeah, thank you.
I just wanted to reiterate and thank the commissioners for the proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month, and just let everyone know if you'd like to join us in celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. One easy way to do that is to light up your business or your personal home with a green light, and the green light just signifies supporting mental health awareness and decreasing the stigma so that people can get help.
Do you know where you can get green lights? the light bulbs?
I know you can get them at Lowe's. We get them online on Amazon, Home Depot.
Okay, check it out, those places, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
For the whole month of May, or?
The whole month of May,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the courthouse will not be green this year because of construction.
We heard.
That's okay. Next year.
Yes,
Next
we'll
year.
give it.
We'll celebrate next year for
Is
sure.
there anything else?
The only other thing I wanted to shout out was to, I gave a shout out to all of us that were there and those that participated last night. But I think Judge Mark needs a shout out too.
Judge Mark is the driver that makes that work, but the whole community night rests on the shoulders of Kate Kroll and Aaron Ward.
Aaron, yeah.
And without those two, we would all be walking around in circles trying to figure out what we're supposed to be doing.
And Aaron's part of Northampton Community College.
And Kate is with the Visitors Bureau.
Yep.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We are. Thank you.
Second.